I made money, man, pushing work, you know what I mean? But I made a lot more money with that hammer.
I met Lou kind of through Domencio. I met Domencio where I met Panama, no, Davon first. And
Okay.
I met Davon first and man, them choppers up. We had some wholesale 50 rocks. The motherfuckers like this, man. So I could take a 50 rock,
Mm.
chop it up and get like six, seven, 20s out of it.
Hmm.
So that's what I was doing. I was like flipping my money that way with him. I met Lou Domencio like around the late, maybe the mid part of 85, late 85 going into 86.
Taco got locked up, I want to say 87. And while Taco was locked up, I met a New York cat named Lou Hobbs in Domencio.
I met Lou Domencio like around maybe the mid part of 85, late 85 going into 86.
Taco got locked up, I want to say 87. And while Taco was locked up, I met a New York cat named Lou Hobbs in Domencio. And you know, they kind of put a little more than what Taco was giving me in my hands. They trusted me with a little more because they didn't have no way to get rid of it. And they was in a hood where I kind of like, you know, was respected a lot in that hood. So you only right for these guys coming out of town to get with somebody that got, you know, this respect in the hood. So I was him. And they trusted me, man, with a little bit more than what, you know, Taco was able to get. And that's how our relationship kind of like it formed that way.
Once I got introduced to Lou, I told him what I was trying to do. He gave me my first kid coke, man, at 16.
Let's say, for instance, I get 1,000 grams. You know what I mean? It may take me 3 weeks. You know what I mean? To move 1,000 grams.
Right.
There. But, and I might see after I, you know, pay my man, but I might see like 13 grand off of it, right? But if I got that hammer in my hand and a person say, man, Stem, I need a house painted.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I go up on the roof and paint the house, I might see 20 grand.
When I first got the joint, we broke it down 36 ounces, man, and we sold every motherfucking ounce. We rocked up every ounce and got 120s out of it, right? You know, he give me a kid coke for 16,000. We break the motherfucker down 36 ounces, chop every motherfucking ounce up 100 rocks. We getting $2,000 off each ounce. You know what I'm saying? So we getting 72,000 off a kid coke back then. This is like, and this was the 80s. You see what I'm saying? So 72,000 for a motherfucker at 16 years old was a lot of money back then. And all I gotta do is give him 16.
I made money, man, pushing work. You know what I mean? But I made a lot more money with that hammer.
You know, my little struggle, we doing numbers like that 3, maybe 4 times a week.
It may take me 3 weeks. You know what I mean? To move 1,000 grams.
My little struggle, we doing numbers like that 3, maybe 4 times a week.
It may take me 3 weeks to move 1,000 grams.
We doing numbers like that 3, maybe 4 times a week.
And I might see after I, you know, pay my man, but I might see like 13 grand off of it, right?
We getting 72,000 off a kid coke back then.
And I go up on the roof and paint the house, I might see 20 grand.
We getting 72,000 off a kid coke back then.
I made a lot more money with that hammer. After I, you know, pay my man, but I might see like 13 grand off of it, right?
We getting 72,000 off a kid coke back then.
I go up on the roof and paint the house, I might see 20 grand.
We getting 72,000 off a kid coke back then.
I made a lot more money with that hammer.
Talk about D.C., a lot of names ring bells, and one of them is Rayful Edmond.
How was your relationship with Ray? Because I know you was real tight with Ray, like before he did. How was the relationship with Ray?
Like I told you, the temptation, you know, you got people every day, different people coming to me trying to hook up drug deals, and this is something that I can do and I know how to do.
The relationship, we had a little brother, big brother relationship.
This was like a big brother to you at one
He
point.
was a mentor.
You knew Rayful Edmond?
Yeah, that was my man. That was like my brother, man.
How did you meet him?
I met him through Taco. Taco introduced him to me.
Taco as well.
Yeah.
And how did your relationship blossom into?
Man, Ray, we was cool, you know what I mean? Ray used to when I just see him, you know, I go around M Street kicking with him. Ray used to tell me a lot about the game and how to, you know, be smart in the game and maneuver a certain way with a certain level of charisma.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And fortitude in these streets. Rayful was smooth, man. Like, outside the fact of what he did, the foul he did when he went bad and got all these dudes locked up, right? I don't keep saying Wayne. Rayful had a certain way about himself that no matter what he did, the community loved him. The community loved him and they got behind him. You know what I mean? They supported him. They never tell on him about nothing. You know what I mean? And it was because he took care of them. He took care of everybody around him. And I loved that about him. And it was certain things about his character and his charisma that I wanted to implement in mine as well.
You know, I was on another side of the Northeast than him. So we didn't hang out much, but, you know, he used to always pull me up, school me this shit like, man, I see you, this what you need to do, this what you don't need to do. If you do certain things, man, you can get a lot more money. If you cut off certain people and not let certain people, man, infiltrate your circle, you can get a lot more money fucking with me. So, you know what I mean? He you know, he put some shit in my hand. He fucked with me on a nice level and put me in a good position. But you know, once I got situated where I can do my own thing, he wasn't trying to, man, give me the product for the ticket that I wanted.
You know the people that he told on?
A few of them.
Did you know some of the people that he ratted on?
It was some guys that he met while he was incarcerated, and when he got that plug with I can't remember the guy's name, man. What's the lady's name? Yeah, I can't remember her name, but he met her son, and that was the plug, right, from Columbia. But some guys that he met in Lewisburg that he did business with, and some other guys outside in the community that he was, you know, reaching out to, that I don't know who they were.
Did you know some of the people that he ratted on?
Yeah, I knew probably majority of them, but some of the guys, man, that he told on, man, it was I couldn't believe it, man. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it, and people try to say it was because, you know, he wanted to get his mother out of jail, but I knew different. And I knew it was because that these guys didn't pay Ray. So when he was hitting these dudes with 4 or 5, however many bricks, they wasn't playing fair with him. They wasn't paying him. So, you know, man, he took the sucker route to get back at them dudes and told on them.
People respect him in the street?
You may got some people that do still. You know what I mean?
And did they respect him before, back then, when he was home?
I think they respected who was around him. You know what I mean? That was protecting them. I don't think that Ray had the level of respect to be able to move in these streets without these dudes. What happened next was I met a LA cat named Roy. L.A. Roy, while Taco was locked up. That's when I met Roy. And Roy took me to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? He took me to a whole nother level, man, and put me in a position where as though I can eat more. I can live better and I can eat more. But now, let me go back, because after that body, when I was 17, a whole lot of other shit started happening when I picked up that pistol. So a lot of people, they didn't know that I'm hustling too. They didn't know that. They only know about the gunplay side of it, right? So now when I got this work, I was scared to come buy this work from me because they like, man, Sean ain't no hustler. Sean do that. But they don't know I got this work. So now Taco comes home. So when Taco comes home, I'm in a position to get these birds, right? But I can't sell them. I'm stuck with them. So now I got to put Taco on the front like, I need you to sell these joints. And in you selling them, I'm going to make sure I protect it. So a lot of motherfuckers didn't know that I was the one getting the work, giving it to him, but I was also protecting him. You see what I'm saying? So I had to do that because, truth be told, and I hate to say this about my man because I love him to death, but he was a sucker. He wasn't known for no type of violence. He would take it from him. You know what I mean? If they could, they would take it from him. You know what I mean? But being as though he got me on his team, you know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, we can't f with Taco now because Sean gonna come.
Yo, why you call your man a sucker like that?
Oh, okay.
I mean, like I said, I hate to do that, man. But I mean, it is what it is.
Come on, man.
The way I could protect that is if, you know what I mean, I spark fire to his ass if he tried me. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of like end up being a muscle for my own product.
Where was Domencio at this time?
Domencio and them had left. They had left. I don't know what happened, but when L.A. Roy came, matter of fact, I think Domencio might have got killed during that time. I think he got killed in 88. He got killed in 87 or 88, something like that.
You sure?
Yeah, it was something like that. 87, 88, I think.
I think he killed in 91. I don't know. No, so
you might be right. You might be right because I had got locked up. So when I was locked up at the time, you're right. It was 90, 91, maybe 92.
Ever had a relationship with Waterhead, Bo?
That's I mean, I didn't have a relationship with him, but you know, by me fucking with L.A. Roy, you know, I was young, man. So you know, that's how I met Bo through L.A. Roy and Mel Butler, a dude named L.A. Roy from Inglewood. Who's a Crip? He's from Inglewood. Who's a Crip?
But I met this L.A. dude named Roy, and Roy was he was, I don't know if you probably, I know you're familiar with him, dude named Waterhead, Bo Bennett.
Yeah.
Bo Bennett was like, I guess you could call him the capo of that crew.
Yeah.
And you know, he was hitting Melvin Butler, who was hitting Ray.
Right.
Bo Bennett was also hitting Roy, who was hitting me.
Right.
But by me being younger than Ray and not having, you know, as many outlets as Ray to move that weight, I wasn't getting as much. Once I started hanging with Roy real heavy, and he told me that I can make a lot more money with this pistol in my hand, right, than being out there trying to chase a motherfucker around the streets about my money because I gave him some work. So I'm like, all right, well, let me see. And that's when it kind of like changed over for me.
You never had no encounters with Alpo on a personal level out here? Did you encounter him in a club, anything like that? The system, D.C. jail, Lorden?
I'm gonna tell you this about Alpo, right? I didn't have no personal dealings with him, right, myself, right? But whenever I went around Leonard Poe and see Wayne, I knew Wayne told him who I was, and I knew Wayne told him what I was about.
Right.
So when I pulled up and Poe saw me, Poe would burn rubber. Poe got the fuck away from me because he didn't know what to expect from me. You know what I mean? And like I say,
I would have got the fuck away from you too.
Poe really didn't know that if, you know, somebody wanted me to paint his house, man. I got locked up in 87, I came home in 88. Taco got locked up, I want to say 87. Taco got locked up 87. I got locked up in 87, I came home in 88. And while Taco was locked up, I met a New York cat named Lou Hobbs in Domencio. Taco got locked up, I want to say 87. I got locked up in 87, I came home in 88. Maybe a year, a couple months later, and went back in 92.
How hard is it to make that change now? You in prison, there's a lot going on. You Teflon Sean, like, you know, you in there wilding, doing what you do,
right.
Taking care of yourself. Like, how hard is it to turn that switch off and keep it off now?
It wasn't, to be honest with you, it wasn't that hard because I kind of like made my bones, so to speak, you know what I mean, with the homies, with my cop. And I was always one of the ones that whenever something went on with the homies, Sean coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm coming and I ain't, you know what I mean? We coming and we coming to do some damage. You know what I mean? Like we not ducking nothing.
Right.
So I kind of like laid that foundation so much so, and I put my footprint so deep in on that compound that now younger homies there, they looking up to me, they respecting me now. I ain't never want to look at myself as no big homie, none of that, because I was still young. But because I did so much in the system, I'm the big homie now. Now I can kick my feet up a little bit. I can put my knife down. I can chill.
Gotcha.
The younger homies gonna take care of everything now for me because they want to earn that respect from me now because it's so all the shit that they heard that I did throughout the system.
In Perry's case, for example, he didn't trust Dozier, okay? And he was put in jail for a short time in Prince George's County. We held him on a really sort of a low-level drug charge in Prince George's County just while we were getting our ducks in a row to charge him with the big indictment later. Right. And while he's being held in custody in Prince George's County, he has a young man named Sean Branch that comes and visits him in jail. Well, when I saw Sean Branch's name on the visitor's log, because I was, constantly monitoring Perry's activities in prison or jail or wherever he was, I just was like, what the hell is he talking to Sean Branch for? Sean Branch was another one of these really sort of prolific killers in D.C. that we had, as a squad, had targeted. What I found out later was that Perry had told Sean Branch that Thomas Dozier needed to be killed, and they could probably get Michael Salter's nephew to do the murder just by telling him that Dozier was the one responsible for Salter's murder. Daryl Salters, who was Michael Salter's nephew, almost within days of that meeting between Sean Branch and Wayne Perry in jail, went to the Benning Road apartment complex that Thomas Dozier was living in at the time, and just shot him about 50 times, with an assault rifle.
Named Dan O'Reilly or something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude got up there and was fabricating a lot of that information he put out there to the public for public perception of me and Wayne and that whole little crew.
In a nutshell, in the interview, he was saying that Wayne spoke to you when you spoke to Poochie,
right?
So on and so forth, and it was totally fabricated.
Totally fabricated, man. Like I say, Tom was somebody, man, that we all liked very well and respected. You know what I mean? Nobody was thinking about bringing Tom no harm under that scope that he put out there, right?
Right.
So I don't know where he got that information from or why he would even put that out there.
You said Agent O'Reilly. You said it earlier. He fabricated the story. What part did he fabricate?
The whole conversation.
What did he say? Can you bring us back to what he said?
Yeah. He said that I went to see Wayne in Upper Marlboro, and me and Wayne had a conversation about Michael Frey, and who killed Michael Frey. And that if I told Michael Frey's nephew that some guy named Dozier did it, that we can get Frey's nephew to kill Dozier and get Dozier out the way for Wayne. That shit was lies, bro.
But how would he hear that?